All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another market review as we set up for the week that starts tomorrow. Market's going to be open again. Thank goodness, huh? Appreciate all the love on the socials, on the TikTok and the shorts, Instagram and all that. I'm at an Instagram account, Coach Cash. So now it's Coach Cash on all socials everywhere you look. I think the Instagram is like Coach_Cash, but I appreciate all the love on that. If you didn't know, in the description of all of these videos, the big long videos on YouTube, not long, they're like 10 minutes, right? I put a link in the description for free stock in every single one of these. So if you don't have a Webull account, that's what I trade on and chart on. That's a great program. In fact, they just added a replay feature, which I'm stoked to try out because I've used Thinkorswim for that prior, or TradingView. So that's big. But I put a link for free stock in the description of every video. If you don't have Webull, you want to get started, that's a great way to do it. Click the link in the description and follow the prompts. You know, a Webull account takes a little bit to open. You can deposit as little as $1, and within a day, you've got yourself free stock. And they've got good rewards right now. You can get Apple shares, and I've had a couple buddies who have gotten a couple $100s worth of free stock, so kind of nice. Anyways, what are we looking at for tomorrow? Market's back open, been closed for a long weekend. I hate when that happens. Most people love the long weekends. Traders usually don't, right? As far as the SPY is concerned, right? We're coming up into this range that we haven't tested in. Oh, sorry, this range. We're trading in this range, right? That is above all-time highs, and so we're potentially coming back down to test it. We'll see. As far as the 5 minutes concerned, right? End of the day, we were pretty flat, low volume. On the daily, what we're looking at for the longer term here, we're putting in a little bit of a smaller candle here, expected low volume for the long weekend on a Friday. We're testing the 9 EMA, right? That's where we wick down to on this. Pull that up a little bit closer. This purple line here is the 9 EMA, right? Exponential moving average, and came down and tested it. So not a whole lot to report here. We could be flagging, right? Then we go up from here. Anything could happen. I would assume that since we're back over this and we bounced so strongly off the 21 EMA, that we continue to go up. However, there are rumors and things floating around about the rates staying instead of being cut next year because inflation numbers, CPI, last week, wasn't quite what people were expecting it to be. We're looking at that. Tesla, right? Always on watch. This big drop down here. We broke below this. The EMAs are crossing here. So now we're way down here in this support zone. What do we do? What are we gonna do? Do we hang out down here and bounce? Do we catch a bid? Right now we're in free fall. This hammer candle, right, is very bearish, and there was a good amount of volume in it. So we'll see what happens. The bulls tried, right, but they couldn't do it here, and we ended up way down here at the close of the day. So Tesla on watch. If we go to free fall, just keep playing the puts. And the next levels that we're looking down into, if we break below this, is all the way down into the 210s. So we've got another $10 range just about. And then 194 is a big range for us to test, right? But right in here, 210s, that's solid. We've got resistance from there back in this area as well. Then we're looking at NVDA, right? The Nancy Pelosi Express. Made a video on that today. We just don't stop. We keep going on this. And we're way up here in the 550s just about. Nice inside day on Friday, and was something of a higher low, if you want to call it that soon. That music's a little loud. Let's see, turn that down a little bit for us. Dun, 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 dun. It might be not as loud for you guys, but it was for me a little bit. Anyways, so NVIDIA inside bar, right? We're looking to see what's going to happen from there. If anything, it's going to keep going. There was some news over the weekend that some deals got landed with NVIDIA and some groups out of India, which probably, if we're honest, India's buying them. They're going to ship them to China. Going to circumvent, just like the EU does with Russian oil through India. It's just how it goes. Sanctions don't really do anything, unfortunately, in these cases. So NVIDIA is going to be on watch. It could go either way. It's going to be liquid. It's going to be volatile. We're going to play it either way. On the 5 minute is what's going to be the telltale. How do we open? Where do we play on the EMAs? As far as supports and resistances go in here, right? Don't have a whole lot, so we can put these in. So we can go, what's the line? Here's the high. Boom. And actually, I would rather take this wick high because it's more confirmed back in here. And then down in here, I would take this double bottom in here. And then I would also grab down here the pre-market low. And that's some good levels to trade on tomorrow for NVIDIA. Next, we got Upstart. Now, Upstart, man, these guys, where are we at with Upstart? That's the, oh yeah, just a drop. You can see, right? Bad day for them. Hide the drawings here. Yeah, it's bad news for Upstart. Broke below this 200 EMA. And I like these, the 921 and 200, right? They're not the law by any means. They're not the trading Bible, but I do like them as good indicators, right? There's good tests and bounces off these. We broke below this and it's a very bearish candle, right? So why do I say that? Because it closed at the very bottom, right? It's got a shaved bottom. So the bearish pressure followed all the way down through the whole day. And that was seen in the 5 minute that we looked at, right? The whole day it dropped down and continued to press that down. So that's telling me that it's really bearish. If there's continuation on this, you know, and this is a support as well down here though, potentially, but we crossed below. So there's no telling exactly, right? There's never any telling exactly what it's going to do. Anything can happen. You got to trade accordingly. But looking at this, I would expect a little bit more free fall down into like this $27 range, looking for puts there. Now, I mean, we're looking at a lot of the big seven, but we can't not look at Google, right? And here, and if you look on the weekly for Google, I mean, right, we're coming up to test these levels from earlier. Like all-time highs for Google. Oops. I mean, so it's really worth noting, right? Google, if we can break out of this and continue up to this 146 and then beyond, right? We're just channeling here. See what happens there. It's barely narrowing, so the ranges might be getting smaller and we get into this area out in like the, you know, in April maybe. But for now, Google has no signs of slowing down that we can see unless the market just takes a correction tomorrow. A little bit of an inside bar again on this today. You know, the whole big seven, fantastic seven, whatever you want to call them. They look like that. And if you don't know what the big seven is, or the fantastic seven, magnificent seven, whatever you want to call them, just Google it. It's the thing Jim Cramer came up with. So you might want to reverse it as well. Looking at Microsoft, right? Microsoft just so strong. I had the drawings here. I mean, on the weekly, right? Microsoft new all-time highs. It just keeps putting them in. This is bear flag break, incredible on the weekly, and bull flag breakout. And now, you know, we're ahead above this big cup here. Maybe we put in a tall handle. I don't think so though. I think we continue on Google. Again, this is a very bullish candle after this inside bar showing that the bulls are in control and they're going to keep pushing it up, in my opinion, right? 390, 68 is the level to break. If we break that with strength, we can keep going. We got Microsoft, we got Google. Now, the last two I want to look at for tomorrow before the big stuff that I really have in mind is Boeing, right? Free fall again, coming down. I'm looking for a bounce off 200 EMA real quick there. They're just bad news after bad news for these guys since the plane door flew off. And SoFi looking to also maybe catch a bounce off 200 EMA, right? So we'll see. It is a level of support down in here a little bit, but nothing too strong. Now, the big thing that is worth watching this week is going to be the marijuana sector, funny enough. And if you didn't know, yes, there is a marijuana sector. It's been brutally hammered, as you can see, over the last who knows how long in the markets. We had a spike way back here in 2021, and about the same time that this was happening, crypto was running just like it is right now. So there might be a coincidence there. I don't know. You know, the two controversial sectors, one maybe more than the other, both have potential to run. And there's some news coming out of some things that might get approved and looked at again on in Washington for marijuana. So I'm looking at Tilray. I'm looking at Canopy Growth. Right, CGC also daily here, and basically anything within the sector. What's another one that's in the weed sector? Canopy, Tilray. Let's take a look here. I'll find out. I know I'm missing a big one. Momi, Tilray, Cron, weed. Let's see. Cannabis stocks. I mean, obviously there's MJ itself, right? SMG, TAP, MO, NVDA, MO, go. Trigger group. Just been trading flat for a long time, right? On the weekly, right? And then of course you have MJ, which is the ETF. Very tradable. Now, ETF can get going when it goes, right? So it's definitely worth watching. Look for $2-3 range moves when this gets going. And back in here, right when it really went from those days back in 2021, it was awesome and a blast to trade. So looking at that again, and looks like someone may know something. Look, coming up here to test the 200 EMA. We got this channel going. In fact, let's throw some lines in here. Let's take a look. So here's a bit of a level that we're going to be testing in here as a resistance, and then we have trend line from the bottom here, and we got these wicks in here. So we'll see, right, as we come and form this potential squeeze down here, and big spike up here. I don't know what this was. This was some rumored news in the beginning or the end-ish fall of 2023. I can't remember what the news was here. I think it's a build that's maybe being revisited, and that's why I've got it on watch again. So a lot of the weed stocks on watch this week, and we'll follow up on that. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of memes on Wall Street Bets. It's going to be a great time. So looking at that, if we can get above this level with strength, right, above the 200 EMA and above this previous of, what is that? If you want to set an alert and you really want to get into it, that is about the 350 levels with strength is what I'd be looking for. So anyways, I appreciate, again, all the love that's been shown in the videos. Really grinding on this, working on it. Appreciate y'all. And remember, if your dreams and goals don't scare you, probably not big enough. See you tomorrow.